So, thinking about it, you don't have to go at it alone. If you're a smaller size franchisee, same thing. Think about how you connect your different businesses together. Think about how you create a sense of being together and creating more volume than, when you're competing against the really big guys. DealFest is at the heart of what's fueling the brand interaction in social media. If you ask consumers, and we do a lot of work, we have a global study called Digital Life. In Digital Life, we look at 60 countries, and if we look at globally, of all the internet users globally, 41% tell us, 51% join, 51% join a brand community because they're interested by promotions. That's the main reason to join a brand community. I want to see special deals and promotions to join a brand community on the social media. And so, really, consumers today expect to get a lot of opportunities to get good deals, better deals, coupons, discounts, etc. And technology clearly is what's fueling that. And you have a whole bunch of examples from CarStar, Groupon, Foursquare. Foursquare provides incredible service. If you're in the US, you can connect your American Express card to your Foursquare account, which means that when you're recognized by a Foursquare location, let's say a retailer, all the deals for that retailer come preloaded on your card. So even if you don't know about the special deal, you walk past, you get a message, hey, there's, get a discount here. You don't have to show a coupon or anything. You just pay with your Amex card and you get the discount right away. And this is my earlier point about the integration of payment and mobile. It's a massive opportunity because it transforms the way you connect with the consumer. Noticum is very interesting. It's in Singapore, and in Singapore there's a lot of promotion connected to credit cards. There are promotion everywhere all the time. It's very confusing. With Noticum, you load your different credit card, and it tells you by location-based, it's an app on your iPhone, it tells you by location-based what promotion is taking place where, near where you are. So now you can go and hunt promotion, which is a national obsession. And you've got other example, extreme couponing. Couponing is not very popular here in the Philippines, but in the US it's a big deal, and it's, there are different variants of couponing. Here, I think there's reluctance to use the actual coupon because it doesn't look great, and maybe it says you're not wealthy enough. But with technology and with phone, you will see a shift. And there's a big shift in technology, by the way, in terms of technology affordability. Today you can see offers all over town where for about 600 peso a month you have a smartphone. Unlimited Facebook, unlimited Twitter, unlimited everything else, right? It's very, very cheap. There is a massive effect. For example, in the past few months, we have seen a transfer in China and India, where for the first time in the history of the world, there are more people connecting on the internet via a mobile phone than via a desktop or laptop PC. And this is very, very significant. It means that there are today people that will never use a computer, they will go straight to using a phone to access the internet. And it's the same here. There is a technology leapfrogging effect. People cannot afford to buy a computer, to have the regular electricity, to have the internet connection, but they can afford to buy a smartphone. And they do, and they use the smartphone to connect on the internet. So if you have a website, and your website is not mobile enabled, if you're still running Flash, you're in big trouble because you're not able to connect with these people. So there should be an immediate thought. Yeah. In fact, in every single boardroom, right now you should bring an iPhone and an iPad, put it on the table and say, what do we do about that? What does that mean to our business? And it means something to everybody in this room. Not for another 10 years. The thing is, technology and all these things, they facilitate things much faster today. Much, much faster. So instead of saying it will never happen here, I'd encourage you to think, what could happen here and how would it be different? What would be the Pinoy way for some of these things? Because that's maybe the right question. Just a little thought. If you look at a mass retailer, the traditional retailer, typical supermarket, you have 10 to 20,000 SKUs. You have multiple categories. It's a bit of a mess. You see a lot of technology. There are already stores where you can take a card, come in, be recognized, go through, pick your items, walk out of an RFID gantry and leave the store right away. There are stores where you can order online, pay in the store. There are multiple variations of technology enablement. but you will see a ton of technology. Yeah? And in fact, you would really question, why do I need to go back in the store at all? Why? Evian in France is already selling right now this year their bottled water through the phone. You can go call Evian directly, the brand Evian, and they deliver. Next year they're introducing a fridge magnet. You could put that on your fridge. It's connected through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. You press a button and it orders automatically your regular delivery. You don't have to worry about missing out on water. You have to make sure you put it high enough so the kids don't keep pressing on it. And retailer certification is also a big deal. Retailer certification to say this is guaranteed origin. Yeah? Transparency, critical. And this is, I think, is coming. You can see many retailers with some of these features already. So this is not science fiction. So let me just leave you with some thoughts. Number one, just consider what we've looked at. Not everything is applicable to everybody. It's absolutely clear. If you have a QSR and you're selling a particular item, this may not be all for you, but 2 or 3 will be for you, for sure, guaranteed. So pick a few and have a conversation around that. Think about what it means. If you just pick 3 of these trends that you feel are most relevant to your industry, what do they mean for you? Yeah? Stretch it in a workshop, have a conversation, use a consultant. Help think about that. Think about what it means, or do it internally. Focus on your consumers, yeah? The old way of kind of telling consumers what we want them to do isn't working anymore. Consumers are very educated, even in developing and emerging markets, they're getting more and more information. And it may take a bit longer. It will take a bit longer. But still, you can ride the wave. You can, be ahead of the curve. Think about understanding shoppers and consumers. And this can be done internally. It doesn't mean that you have to buy more research from TNS. Of course not. Although you should. Seek out further advice. And the best thing to do is make sure when you talk to your employees, you talk to your consumers, you're really getting the best feedback you can. And in that case, it doesn't mean doing more research. It just means asking better questions. But your employees, they have a lot of answers already. Your consumers, they have a lot of answers already. And that's something you can do internally by yourself, by really getting close to what's going on and understanding how technology, consumer habits, behaviors are impacting the way people consume in this market and in the markets you're targeting internationally. Think about the role of social network. This is a true revolution. I was in a client event about 6 months ago, and somebody asked a question. I was on a panel, and they asked, this social media thing, is it a fad, or is it going to stay? And after we finished laughing at him, the conversation was about the fact that this is not a fad. This is not going back. This is the way consumers connect today. And when in our global study, there was a very interesting contradictory piece of information. Most consumers do not want to be bothered by brands when they're on social networks. But most consumers want to be responded to by brands when they ask a question on a social network. So they don't want to get constant message and pokes and requests, but if they have a question or a complaint, they want that brand to pay attention right away. So you have a big responsibility if you decide to be on a social network to make sure that you can do that. And really making sure that you understand the implication of social business is critical. Think about the goals you want to achieve. I think everybody here has very clear goals and it's important to set them. But set them in the context of these trends. How does that relate? Yeah? Testing. The interesting thing about social media, social business, and some of those retail concepts is that they're very low cost. Yeah? To do a pop-up store, to try a social network strategy, that's a low-cost strategy. It enables you to test. You can test a layout, you can test a design, you can test ways to engage with consumer. And it's a very powerful way to reaffirm your strategy. Yeah? Not everything has to be big scale and super expensive. So think about how you test and what technology you can use to do that. And really the last point, and that's for me the most important, I'm just going to leave you with that. Don't be afraid of simplicity. It's the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing for a brand to stay away